What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. After Sound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream right here on this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday morning, so come by and say hello. All right, well, I wanted to try this out and see, if you guys like it, and if I like doing it, then maybe we'll have it as like a monthly series or something. But to review everything that happened in January and have an outlook for the upcoming month. So now that we are done with the month of January, January 2023 is in the books. There was actually quite a bit released, and I think it's important for us to recognize that things are moving along, and we are getting cool updates every single week, and compiling them after 4 to 5 weeks or whenever the month is complete, I think is a good thing to do. Or at least I want to be able to do that, to see the progress that the team is making and that the community is hopefully being a constructive part of. So if I'm missing stuff from here, please let me know in the comments. I did try to go through all of the release notes from the from the past month, as well as looking ahead into the roadmap and other things that they've discussed within the within the town halls and other posts. So in January, again, this is starting from like January 3rd or whenever that first release day was. I think it was January 3rd. So we did get the Rooney avatar in game, which people might not care about too much, but that was something that was promised back in October or whenever Rooney was released, maybe early November, and we didn't quite get it before the holidays, but it was given to us right then, or right after the holidays on that January 3rd update. We've also actually gotten 4 new rule sets, if I'm counting correctly. We got Aimless and Ferocity early on, so that was like the scatter shots, and then the Fury rule set. It is a Fury rule set, and then similar to how we have melee only, we got a magic and ranged only a couple of weeks later. And in that same update, we did get the update for 3 rule sets within battles, especially at the higher levels or starting in gold and upwards. So that to me has actually changed the meta for the game quite a bit. From my understanding, it's definitely something that people are getting used to, and more so the bots have needed to get used to as well. So again, I don't know what the long-term effect of that will be against bots, but as a player, I've enjoyed it because it's definitely caught me off guard. It makes me think a little bit more, and there are just some times when I'm just like, oh, I completely forgot that rule set was there because I'm just so used to looking at 2 or considering 2. So I've enjoyed it as a player, and we'll see what effect it has moving forward. Gladiator tournaments. Now we've had 2 official gladiator tournaments sanctioned or set up by the team. I don't know, and I don't think that this is going to be something that'll be open to everybody in the future. Open to everybody in the sense that anybody can make a gladiator tournament, such as like me. I would love to set one up for the channel here. But, at this point, it'd be awesome if we were able to get like 1 or 2 every month. And something that Weirdbeard mentioned in the most recent town hall was the idea of essentially offering merits as the reward for these gladiator tournaments, which I think would be great because we all need to level up our gladiator decks. And so being able to earn merits in mass, right, if you perform well in these gladiator tournaments, I think is actually kind of exciting. So I really hope that we get that and more gladiator tournaments in the future. And then, if you remember, there were 3 things that we needed for land in order to complete phase 1, right? We needed the land deed market. We also needed the map enhancements, and then obviously the final part, surveying, which you'll see further down in the February section. So we got the land deed market. That did come out in January, and I'll say that it wasn't necessarily super exciting. You could buy stuff beforehand, but now you can buy specific plots of land or specific deeds of land in specific places. So if you're into that, that's cool, but I think we all know that land is quite a bit further down the way, and unless you really, really want to be next to like a certain group of people, or that maybe the region holder of a certain the castle owner of a certain region is somebody that you want to be working with, especially after all of the land alpha that was dropped in the most recent town hall, that could be a reason to try to get into one of those areas. But for me, I haven't even claimed my plots yet, so we'll see. We'll see if things get a little bit more exciting with land as the year goes on. And then finally, this is the most recent update. We did get the soul-bound reward cards, which is super, super exciting. I've been having a lot of fun with them so far. Again, I'm not really using them in battle, but it does add a little magic and sometimes, and very oftentimes, disappointment when opening your chest and seeing that you didn't get anything cool. But at the end of the day, what I love about it is that it's made checking my reward chests much more exciting again, because I actually care if I get a card. Before, it's like if you get a common or rare, sometimes even an epic that were going for like less than 10 cents, you didn't really care. But if you got like an SPS jackpot, which you can still get now, or gold foil legendary, yeah, but how, that was very few and far between. So to me, the idea of like, okay, every time I go through, I check my rewards, and then I go and combine all my cards, right, and level them up as much as I can. Now, obviously, I'm playing in gold right now, so they are not anywhere close to that. But there are cards that I have thrown into, a battle here or there, because I'm just like, this might fit right now, like especially if it has martyr or another kind of ability that has value or utility at the lower level. So that's been exciting. The other two things is that we did get two more airdrops, which technically shouldn't be something that was January specific, but just want to point out that those were put out, and obviously we've continued the burns for the Chaos Legion packs, and we'll continue that over the next couple of weeks until we either sell out or burn out at the end of March. So looking ahead, now the first 4 items that I have here, I'm going to jump down to the bottom part first because we already talked about land. So the other 2 aspects for land that we need in order to complete phase 1 is going to be the land map enhancements and then surveying, right? So surveying will be the kind of phase, like final aspect of phase 1, as outlined by Farpatrot, who is the lead developer on land. So that'll be exciting. Now, here's the thing: I don't know if we're actually going to get that in February, but as we were told that, it was just these 3 things needed, and now we have the landing market. I'm hoping, since there will be 4 release dates or 4, releases in February, that we can get both of these items. Again, that's a little more hopeful. But let's go back up to the top. What can we expect in February? It sounds like DECB is just around the corner, and if you go into the DEC section, there's actually a new DEC page. It's not a pop-up anymore, but a DEC page. There is a DECB sale option, which is not live yet, but I believe they're planning to have that live in the next update. So I believe February 7th is what we've seen so far, kind of unofficially confirmed on Discord by the team. So that's exciting. I definitely want to see how that plays out, but ultimately, we'll have to wait and see. But if it's not next week, I think it'll be obviously the week after. And actually, I should have put this next, but the card set update. So I'm going to jump down to the third item here. The card set update is something that was kind of slated for February as well. Again, this is something that Cryptomancer is working on right now, and again, this was the kind of time frame that he gave, was sometime in February that it will be done. Now, why would you care about this? This is more of like, I don't want to say necessarily a quality of life, but it's definitely for the team, probably quality of life, where they're able to just group everything within a certain epoch, a certain edition within one area, right? So it's like Untamed and all of its associated cards go together. Beta and all of its associated cards go together, meaning like by the frame, I believe. And now Chaos Legion, which is going to be interesting because it has so many cards attached to it. Not only Rift Watchers, but 3 sets of reward cards. They had the initial reward cards. We had the kind of ranked rewards update in May of last year that introduced new rewards cards. And now we have these soulbound reward cards that will all be part of the Chaos Legion kind of edition. So the reason that we should care is because it will affect certain things, including tournaments and brawls. So if you go into certain brawls right now and you see like it's a modern brawl, for example, it will give you the option to play Untamed Dice, Chaos Legion, and Rift Watchers, but you actually cannot play promo cards that are associated with the certain editions. So in the Chaos Legion edition, you'd have Dr. Blight, which is the promo for Chaos Legion, and then Oshure, which was the promo for the Rift Watchers. But there are other promo cards as well, including Lux Vega, I believe, which technically counts as a promo card. The Salty Bear, which is a promo card, and then of course the Untamed promo cards, which include Halfling Alchemist and Chain Golem. So those cards will now be able to be played in those specific brawls, and then of course in the tournament section. If you guys remember, I was hosting tournaments here on this channel, and we would run into issues where it's just like, well, we would turn on like promo Chaos Legion and Rift Watchers, but then people would be able to play promo cards that were still considered modern, such as Chain Golem, and Halfling Alchemist. And those things tended to dominate the tournaments, especially for people who are newer and only had Chaos Legion and Rift Watcher cards. So this will be able to clean that up nicely, and I'll be able to say anything, promo card, Chaos Legion, or Rift Watcher card, or reward card that all fits neatly into the Chaos Legion kind of epoch or edition. So that will make it nice for tournaments. It'll make it nice for brawls. Again, it won't affect necessarily everybody, but I think we will, at some point you will run into the benefit of it. And I think, for the team, this should be an easier and better way for them to move forward with how they organize their sets. Okay, jumping back now to 2. We really jumped all the way around here. The Tower Defense Beta. Again, this is not confirmed, but we were told in January, like mid-January, that it was like 1 to 2 sprints away. And so I just remember thinking that we may get it by the end of January, but then they told us that it was, we got that post saying that it would not be delivered in January because they just wanted to shore up some other things. So, February is 4 weeks long. That's technically 2 sprints. We've already done 1 sprint. And again, for those who are not familiar with what sprints are, this is the team moving to this agile kind of development and release schedule, which is, a sprint is 2 weeks. So they're trying to, not get everything out, but like do like 2-week chunks of development and releases. So with that being said, I would expect a Tower Defense beta sometime this month. Now, is the Tower Defense beta going to be playable by everybody? Probably not, and I didn't buy enough packs, but I'm still excited for it because I want to see what the gameplay looks like, and I think it could potentially push pack sales if people get excited and they start to give us a date. And once we see a playable game, I think people will just start to get excited about it overall. So hopefully that is something that we will get in the month of February. Now, these other 2 down here, I kind of grouped them separately. These were on the roadmap as well, and I don't, we haven't heard anything about them, so I don't know that they're necessarily going to be in February, but I wouldn't be surprised if we either hear about them or maybe get the first kind of rumblings or first iterations of what they might be. So the first of that is season rentals, which is something that I am very much looking forward to and hope that we can get implemented sooner rather than later. And then this league rating point changes. So I don't know what this is. I just literally copied and pasted what it said on the roadmap itself. I don't know if this is a means of like fighting ratings inflation. I don't know if it's a means of changing how the whole league rating will work overall. I know that they want to like adjust leaderboard and like fix the whole like, ranked play at some point. I don't know if this is it, but hopefully we will get a little bit more clarity at the very least on what this is in the month of February if we don't actually get it in the month of February. But if they are shooting for this to come out in Q1, then if it's not February, obviously there's one more month, which will be March. So this is exciting. Just wanted to kind of put everything neatly in one page so we could see the progress that we've had, the things we can look forward to. And of course, obviously there is so much more within the rest of the year outside of Q1. So that is all I have for you guys in this video. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you want me to do videos like this again. It'll just be like once a month. But for me, I was just trying to compile everything for myself and then figured like if I have all this like right here in front of me, I might as well share it with you guys, get your thoughts, and then move on from there. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'll catch you all in the next video and see you around the game. Take care.